This call is being recorded.
Well, hello, everyone. I would like to welcome you all to the call today. But before I start, let me just let you all in on a little statistic. Did you know that 80% of Americans do not get the recommended amount of exercise? 80%. That is an unbelievable statistic, but it is the case. So because of that, I wanted to share and interview someone today who they got this thing nailed. And they're not special. They're special, but they're not special in the sense that they have the same issues and activities going on as everyone else, but they found a way to make it happen anyway. They've gotten over their excuses and into action mode, and that has caused them to experience the results that they want to get, in addition to experience the lifestyle that they want to have. I mean, this is a lifestyle that most people desire to have, but again, they let quote unquote life get in the way. So she found a way to not do that. So we have to dig in and find out her secret. So without further ado, I want to introduce each and every one of you to Lindsay. Lindsay, thanks for being on the call today.
Hi.
Hello. And I know you have children, as they're going to find out soon. So if you hear them in the background, hey, people, it's called life. You tell me how you're going to keep 5 kids quiet. No, I'm just kidding. It's not 5. I just gave her an extra one. Anyway, so go ahead and just start off by letting us know how many children do you have and how old are they?
I have 4 kids. My oldest is 6, and a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old, and a 5-month-old.
Okay, awesome. How many girls, how many boys?
I have a boy and then 3 girls.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That is so cool. Okay, cool. So how long have you and your husband been married?
Coming up on 10 years.
Okay. So you hit the 10-year mark. Hey, double digits.
Yeah.
Hey.
Celebrate.
So you've been married. That's right. You got to celebrate 10 years of marriage. And what does he do? What do you do?
He's an attorney, and I'm a physical therapist / stay-at-home mom.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome. So you know about the body. You know about what's interesting is I don't know what the exact percentages are, but we attract a lot of people from the medical field, just different areas of the medical field, doctors, nurse practitioners, nurses, physical therapists, chiropractors, a lot of people from the medical field. But and I know why. When I talk to them, when I ask them questions, they always say that they don't want to be a hypocrite. They don't want to talk to people about the value of health and body and preventative measures and talk the talk, but not walk the walk themselves. So sometimes they're just convicted a little more than the average person because they see people's pains and struggles, and so it convinces them even more to take it seriously. So how long has fitness and leading a healthy lifestyle, how long has it been important to you?
Well, it's always been important to me. I used to, when I was a kid, I'd even see my mom. She was eating right and exercising every day was very important to her. And, as little kids, we loved to kind of copy our mom. And, she'd eat a salad, and I'd be like, okay, I'll get a salad too. And she taught me a lot about maintaining that healthy lifestyle. And I was an athlete, so exercise was a big part of my day. But then I went to college, and I was on my own, and I realized, hey, I can buy boxed meals, and I can eat that and eat that in 5 minutes, and it's cheap. And I lost my sight of exercise. And I think I found it a few years into college when I started realizing I didn't feel good. I didn't have a lot of energy. I didn't feel like myself anymore. So I slowly got back into exercising better. And then I didn't know a lot about food and what was exactly considered healthy versus not healthy. But I've been starting to learn that over the past couple years.
Gotcha. So for the most part, you've been on this has been weaved into your lifestyle forever. with a couple of times where you got off track. And when you got
Yeah.
off track, how did that feel? Like, did you feel like, okay, this is lasting longer than I thought. I need to get back on the path of what I know and what I love and how I like to feel. Like, what caused you to say enough is enough?
Mostly looking in the mirror and not really recognizing myself, not necessarily always physically, but even just kind of seeing it in my face. I felt tired. I felt like I looked older. I felt like I knew it wasn't me looking at myself in the mirror.
That's good. So that
sense.
motivated you. You're like, who is this chick? And I want the old chick back. And so you were kind of self-motivated from that aspect. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. And I got to get right to the meat and potatoes of it, because you have 4 children under the age of 6 and under. And so most people, I hear every excuse in the book, every excuse. And some of them are valid and most of them are not. And so I want to know, like, and this is kind of, guys, just to let you all know who's listening, this is kind of how we got this interview set up, because Lindsay started the challenge, and she has not missed a day. She's 5:30 in the morning. She's 5:30 a.m. So I just casually asked her, I'm like, whoa, you haven't missed a day. What do you ever have any days where you wake up and you're tired and you're like, I want to go back to bed, or you're sore and you're like, okay, maybe I need to just rest today? Do you ever have, a voice trying to talk you out of getting in your car and driving to boot camp to get there to work out at 5:30 a.m.? And your response was?
I don't. I don't have no as an option. I don't tell myself that, okay, I'm kind of tired, maybe I should take it easy. I don't even like to think negative like that at all, because then I'll use it. If I think that through my mind, like, oh, I didn't get enough sleep last night, it'll come into play. And so I just decide no is not an option. And I made this commitment. I'm going to be there. I made this commitment to myself and to this challenge, and I'm going to do it. And there's no excuse. I'm up every single night, multiple times a night with the baby. And when that happens and I feel like I didn't get enough sleep, I go to boot camp, I go about my day, and I just try to go to bed earlier the next day and make up for it the next day. And we get 3 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off. So I use those 3 days off to really, rest if I need to. But the 4 days I'm game on, and I'm ready.
That's good, and that's mindset. That's so mindset. You're like, I made a commitment. When I'm on, I'm on. Like, I only have 4 days a week to be on. And so on those thinking 4 days, I'm going to be on. No excuses. And you said your baby wakes up regularly at 3 a.m. Is that correct?
Every single night right now.
Wow.
Yep.
Every single night at 3 in the morning. Guys, okay, like, I don't know about you all, but that's crazy. Here's the deal. When it comes to sleep, I love my sleep. Like, I've never had a problem sleeping. I sleep like a baby. When I'm out, I'm out. I'm in dreamland. I hit REM every night. Like, there's no issues whatsoever when it comes to sleep. I love sleeping. And so you know what I'm talking about then. So when you have anything that interrupts that, I mean, I'm talking, you could be livid, like literally wanting to punch a hole in the wall, that something just interrupted that beauty, that beautiful sleep, that amazing sleep. And you don't have it happen just once. Right now in your life, this is happening regularly, daily, where the baby's getting up at 3 a.m. and you're like, okay, that, I have to deal with this. I have to put her back to sleep and do, whatever it is you have to do. But guess what? 5:30 a.m. Monday through Thursday, I am still where I need to be. And now let me ask you this. Do you do it because, you want the results? Is that your main result? Because you're getting beautiful results. And so you're seeing your body transform. So I know that is a huge part of your motivation. But is it also just a form of loving yourself? Kind of like, you know what? I'm giving myself to these kids. I'm giving myself to my husband. I'm giving myself to other people. I want to keep myself a high priority as well. Is that a part of it too?
It is 100%. That's the reason. Especially when I go through a pregnancy, I don't feel like myself. I feel overweight. I feel tired. I feel like everything hurts. I don't feel like
Yeah.
myself. And then those first couple months after, you feel the same. You feel horrible about
Yep.
yourself. I don't know.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
you know, and so then I'm like, I've got to get me back. I got to have me time where I'm alone doing my thing. You know, I could be in my own mind, just listen to the music playing while I'm working out, and I can have my time. And I then the rest of the day, I feel so great after I've worked out under the stars outside, fresh air.
Yeah.
I have an extra pep in
Yeah.
my step, and I just feel it's mentality more than anything to me. My mental health. I feel like I need it for my mental health and for me. You know.
That's good. That's really good. Now, wow, that's very, very powerful. And what's interesting is you've talked to a few of your friends and you're like, "Hey, you guys want to join me?" And they're like,
Yep.
Heck to the no."
Yep.
Equals heck no. So what so they think you're crazy is what you said. They straight think you have lost your marbles. So
Yep.
is that crazy? Like for you to, do you feel like, man, okay, this isn't normal? Like this is a problem? Like for it to be a problem, it's a good problem. It's not a drug problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very surprised that the entire world doesn't wake up early in the morning and go work out. Honestly, because it's so beautiful outside at that time, and the air is cool, and it's just, you have no excuse. Nobody's calling you at 5 o'clock. Nobody's texting you. No emails. You know, nobody needs you at that time except yourself.
That's right.
And I think you need to, you know, just get out of the house and dedicate some time to yourself. It's only 40 minutes of exercise, you know, and anybody can do it. Anybody.
Yeah, that's good. That is so true. Anybody can do it. And the alternative to that sometimes is there's an opportunity cost there. And what I mean by that is one day I was driving down the street early in the morning, and I look over because you're right, Lindsay. It does just sometimes feel as if everybody is doing it or should be doing it. And so when you see an alternative lifestyle, it kind of shocks you, it blows you away. So one day I was driving down the street early in the morning, and I look over and I see this lady, and she has a coffee in one hand, a cigarette in the other hand, and a soda in the coffee in the car. And she is just looking like her face, her skin was all wrinkled up. She just seemed like, I am only up because I have to be, not because I love life right now. Like that was her expression. Of the body language, everything. And so I'm looking over there and I'm like, really? Like I was so shocked. And I'm like, and it wasn't in a way to judge. It was just like in a way that I wish I could just say, hey, pull over for a second. Listen to me for about 5 minutes while I just tell you first, but then I can even prove it to you that there's a better way. You don't have to wake up like that. And I know that may be extreme for some people. Some people are like, well, that's not my morning. But the bottom line is your morning optimal? That's what you have to ask yourself. And if not, your excuses are going to be bigger than the action that needs to occur. There's an action that needs to happen. And when you don't, and that's what opportunity cost is. When you don't take that action, that means you're taking an alternative action that is not as supportive for your life. It doesn't strengthen you, it weakens you. Your actions are either strengthening you or weakening you. There's no in between. And so you're right. It does seem like everybody should be doing it or could be doing it. The last thing I want to touch on with you, because you did our fitness boot camp before in the past when we lived here in Naples. Then obviously we left, and you jumped around and did other programs. And I was when I got back, I was like, so hey, you were kind of just filling me in on what your experience was when you did other programs. And I only want to say this want you to answer this for one reason and one reason only. Guys, I am a huge proponent of do what you enjoy. I've been in this game a long time, and I'm not all into like, hey, no, I'm for everybody. I need everybody to come to our program. It's not about that, because there's a plethora of different options on the market today for people. And I believe that when you find a program that you're in alignment with, you don't have to force yourself. Yeah, you may have to force yourself that first week because you still have the subconscious trying to talk you out of it. But outside of that, there's something for everybody. And when you find it, you know it, just like when you're doing programs that you're not in alignment with, that stands out like a sore thumb too. So what are some what are different styles? I don't want you mentioning the company, but what are some styles of programs that you tried while we were gone, and why did they not work for you, in your opinion?
Number one, I prefer to exercise outside, I realize.
Okay.
When I'm inside in a small room for close to an hour, I just don't, it just doesn't give me a happy feeling like being outside.
So true.
I feel kind of closed in, and it's kind of hot and sweaty in there, and it's just a little, like, you feel like you're in a factory kind of running through the stations. You're just a number.
Yes.
And, so yeah, I tried probably close to 5 different programs, and I gave all of them a shot. Like, I was not like, I'm going to just try it once, you know. I gave one almost a year, another one a few months, and it just wasn't for me. Their programs had very large class sizes, and I felt myself like, yeah, I felt like just a number, and I wasn't being held accountable even in the class, and it just wasn't for me. I prefer to be outside and someone on, you know, watching my movements and correcting me and making sure I'm doing things right so I get good results and so I don't get injured.
On your butt. You want somebody on your butt? No.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, whatever you want to call, however you want to word it.
Exactly.
No, seriously, you want somebody on you, and like you said, not just for the purpose of pushing you past your perceived limitations, but also for safety reasons, and that is difficult. That's a skill. The most we've had 60 people in our camp at a time at the max. Usually 30 people. That's average, but even when it was up to 60, it was it takes a lot for one trainer to be able to do it, and so obviously that was just something we were good at. Even though it could be anywhere from a small, medium, or large size group, we still want that person to get that individualized attention. That's why you don't have to pay one-on-one personal training prices, but you still get that one-on-one attention in a group setting. So that's exactly kind of how we do it, and we do it that way on purpose.
You do it well.
To make sure. Because, well, good. Thank you. So I appreciate you taking time with the kiddos and having to do naps and snack time and 1,000,001 other things in addition to making sure you have your meals on point, because right now you're on a detox. And just FYI for the people listening, since she's nursing, I've been customizing her detox plans so that she's still getting the nutrients that she needs, and so that she can nurse the baby and still continue to lose weight and get back to her desired body. She is looking good. You guys can keep abreast of her results on Facebook under R3 Method or Fit in the City Boot Camp, and you can also find us on Twitter or Instagram. And I like to just you can just see her results and keep up with Lindsay and see how she's doing. She's doing wonderful. And so I just want to encourage you to keep going, because you're a motivation to other people. Sometimes they need somebody else to be their light when they're weak. And even in camp, somebody else may be kind of struggling, but they see you pushing hard and going hardcore, and it just kind of naturally encourages them to take it up a notch. And that's what it's all about, doing your personal best to get your personal best results. So again, thank you for being a light. Continue to give your best in everything you do. And here's the deal, guys. When you give your best in everything you do, guess where it has to start? It only has to start in one place, and it'll spill over into the other areas of your life. It has to start with self-care, self-love, self-development. So when you love yourself and you do the things that you need, whether it's eating, whether it's fitness, whether it's nature therapy, whether it's making sure you go out and get a massage or a manicure every now and then, it doesn't matter what it is. When you're doing something that nourishes either your body, soul, spirit, or mind, then you can go out and be optimal in those other areas effortlessly. But when you don't take care of you first, when you don't put yourself on the top of the priority list, I promise you it's impossible for you to give your all in those other areas. You're going to struggle. It's going to be a task. It's going to be a task. It's going to feel hard. And so we have so many areas in our lives where it just feels hard unnecessarily. We're making it hard because we didn't put ourselves first that day. And when you put yourself first at the top of the day, I know everybody can't do it early in the morning. Some people have to work out in the evening, and obviously that's better than not working out at all. But if you can do it first thing in the morning, then it's almost like you're setting the navigation for your whole day. Like she mentioned it earlier, for your whole day to go smoothly. You just feel more energetic that day. Your sense of well-being has been established for that day, and it's high. Your vibration has been established for that day, and it's high. Your sense of love and worth has been established for that day, and it's high. Okay, so now you can pass it on. So again, guys, if you have to work out at night, that's fine too. The same thing will happen, and it'll spill over to as you go home and go to bed, and you wake up the next day. You can start your day off with that same energy rolling over from the evening to the morning when you wake up. So you just have to set it on your schedule. You have to find a program that you identify with that feels like if you feel in alignment with that particular program, and then commit. I like that Lindsay said that. Look, she didn't just do something for a day. She gave it a full chance, whether that's a month, 30 days. Usually in 30 days, you know if something is for you or not. So to me, I highly recommend each and every one of you find a program. That's step one. Commit yourself to it for at least 30 days. Give it your all, and then see what we're talking about for yourselves. Prove it to yourself. I'm a huge, huge, huge proponent of you experiencing it for yourself. So thanks a lot, Lindsay, again for talking to us. I want you to enjoy the rest of this beautiful day and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Joy.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Until next time, R34 Live. Bye.
Bye.